the collaboration, or rather, Kindege is assuming the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, whether that will galvanize the Mount Kenya to support a Ruto Kindege ticket in 2027. I think the answer for that is not necessarily, I don't want to say not likely. What I want to say is it depends. You see, the Mount Kenya people, these are the most highly educated voters in the country. They don't vote emotion. People think they actually vote emotions, they don't. Ruto sold himself as a candidate very effectively. He had an agenda they identified with and they voted for him. They will have to have an agenda similar to the one Ruto was having with Kindege. The Mount Kenya cannot vote for the ticket because Kindege is the deputy president or any other person is the deputy president. That won't happen. What will happen is if the president and his deputy, they have a clear agenda for the country, like the one he had when he was campaigning for election as a UNDA candidate. If they have a clear agenda, they wouldn't be voted because of that agenda, but not because somebody from Mount Kenya is a deputy president. I think this community and the Kenyan community generally has moved out of that space. They understand very well that when you become a deputy president, the young people in your area where you come from, or rather within Kenya as a whole, who didn't have a job, they still don't have a job. The dispensary in your home that didn't have medicine, it still doesn't have medicine. The hospital which didn't have doctor, it still doesn't have doctor. What am I saying? For that ticket to attract the Mount Kenya vote, it will have to restructure the economy. It will have to make a success of the economy. Then the Mount Kenya will vote for it and the whole country will support it. Let me tell you this with all sincerity, the mountain left William Ruto a long time ago. In fact, that's why Gachagua was impeached. Gachagua was impeached because the president has intelligence that the mountain is not there. The mountain is on there because the promises that UNDA made, or the president made, to the people of Kenya, not just to the mountain, because the mountain is tied to the country, most of those, they don't see them as having been fulfilled. So, being what they are, the people from this region, they already started moving away. And that is, in fact, what has informed Gachagua's impeachment, because he was there without the public. Gachagua was within the government without the Mount Kenya people with him. And that's why it was so easy to remove him. Yes. Now will Gachagua be able to move Mount Kenya to Kalonzo Musyoka, for example? The answer is actually yes. Gachagua tried when he was deputy president to make himself kingpin of Mount Kenya without success. But what has happened is the impeachment process has cleansed him. All his carelessness, because he's the most careless politician I've ever seen, his total lack of emotional intelligence, all that is now forgiven. Now, people will listen to Gachagua, and anybody who thinks that won't happen, it does not understand the mountain. First, the people of Mount Kenya generally don't like any fairness. When they saw the process, the way it went, they thought that was not fair. That is also why they supported, part of why they supported William Ruto. They did not like the way Uhuru Kenyatta treated William Ruto. They also don't like the way Gachagua has been treated. With all his fault notwithstanding, because Gachagua has a lot of faults. Gachagua, as deputy president when he won the election, he had no reason to continue the campaign, to continue lambasting Uhuru Kenyatta, to continue lambasting Raila Odinga. When you win an election, you form a government. The government that is formed is a government of the Republic of Kenya. And if you are a proper politician, you go to the people you have defeated. Because there is another election. You tell them, well, whatever I said during the election, that was a campaign. Campaign is over. Could we now please work together? He didn't do that. He perpetuated an unnecessary war. But this time, I think, his alliance with sections of Azimio, that alliance will strengthen Azimio, because I can tell you this, right now, Gachagua has a voice within the mountain, which he didn't have until he was impeached. Well, first of all, we wouldn't say as, he's an impeached, Gachagua is an impeached person. So his political goal is not there. And this is why I think the framers of that impeachment and the advisors of William Ruto got it wrong. If they wanted to divide the opposition vote, they should not have impeached Gachagua. And impeached Gachagua is more dangerous to the government than a Gachagua who is not impeached. The reason is this: Gachagua is a very difficult person. Gachagua was going to be a presidential candidate. Nobody was going to remove him from being a candidate. But an impeached Gachagua, who cannot be a presidential candidate, will throw his weight behind an opposition, behind Kalonzo Musyoka, for example. And that will be a strong ticket. Uhuru Kenyatta factor in Mount Kenya will play out in big. Uhuru was another person who was not popular in Mount Kenya. Okay, he was completely unpopular. But now, because of the way we were talking before the election, Uhuru now is listened. The Mount Kenya people will listen to Uhuru Kenyatta. Right now, I think the kingpin for Mount Kenya is Uhuru Kenyatta plus Gachagua. So whatever signed, Uhuru Kenyatta decided to support. That design will have people of Mount Kenya fully behind it. If you are talking about the mountain, not Kenya. Although, if you ask me, I think this Kenya will probably be all of it on one side, depending on how the country moves its economy from now going forward.